Yeah, I think he's gonna literally, yeah, he's gonna be a goat for this faction for sure. Hey guys, I'm Leila. So today you are going to see I am in the test server. And what's really exciting about this is I feel like Raid added probably one of the best rare champs of the game that we've seen in a while. And I'm not just saying that because he's a GOAT and he's a Skinwalker and my Twitch chat's all excited about it. I literally feel like he probably is one of the best rares they've added to this game for a while, and in a faction that really, really needs this kind of a champ. So let's go check him out. All right, here we are. So the brand new rare that is added is called Lamibur. It's a rare support for the Skinwalker faction. And I'm glad they finally did give us another Skinwalker. Now, when you guys actually see, you see he's got these big horns on him. He's got this book. Honestly, sometimes Raid has thrown us some curveballs, and I wouldn't have been surprised if for some reason they added him into like Demon Spawn or something, but I'm actually really happy they decided to throw him into Skinwalker because I really do feel like this is where he belongs. But aesthetically, I think they did a good job and he fits in nicely. And giving him the book the way that they did, and the nice little dagger, I think it fits really nice with the supports that he is. So let's take a look at his actual kit. His kit is Pressing Advance is his A1. Attacks an enemy and each hit has a 25% chance of filling a turn meter by 5%. Now, like I've said before, is I'm such a fan of any of these turn meter manipulations on an A1, whether they manipulate our turn meter or they manipulate the enemy turn meter. So I think that this is just kind of cool. I like this. Now, I already know off the bat, 5% isn't much, but you guys also have to keep in mind this guy is a rare. We're not talking like an epic. We're not talking a Lego. He's a rare champ. His A2 is called Rain of Gore. It's an AoE continuous heal. And I love that. I think this is really nice. I always like these kind of abilities on our support champs, which also kind of fits in nicely with his Bestial Communion. So Bestial Communion heals an ally and does a revive on death buff on them for 2 turns. And then his aura is an ally speed in all battles by 10%. There's a couple things about this, okay? These buffs, what's really, really nice with this is you're not going to need accuracy, so you don't need to worry about building accuracy on this guy. Also, the ally speed in all battles, I feel like he's the only all speed lead aura in Skinwalkers. And feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect about that. But I was going through the Skinwalkers taking a look, and as far as the auras go, I feel like he's the only one that's a ally speed in all battles, which again makes him a little unique with that. So that's why I have to say is I am impressed. I feel like this is probably one of the best rares that they have added to the game in quite a while. And we do need some more like that. Especially because this guy's also a fusion, right? If you guys didn't know that, the Helicath fusion's coming up. It's going to be this guy. We have an epic and then of course the legendary. Yeah, this is a rare with a really nice aura. This is really, really good. So I could see him being very useful for a lot of accounts, especially some newer accounts as well too. So what'll be good with this is people that may not be able to get the Helicath fusion, they might not be able to finish that. You can make sure you scoop up this guy, and I think he's definitely gonna help out your faction wars. Now, what I decided to do with him is I actually put him in regen and I put him in immortal is what I decided to do with him. I wanted to test that out with him. That's why you see his stats here is I do have him he's got quite a bit of health. I want him living, right? 73,000. Again, we really don't need a lot of accuracy with him. He's at 172, which is fine. I ended up having, he's got like 211 speed. Defense is at 1840. Don't need crit with him either, right? Because again, he's a support. We're looking at continuous heals. We're looking at the revive on death. We're looking at heals. And so this is what I have stat-wise for him. But this is what I decided to build him with was I want to try out regen and some immortal. I want to try to see, make sure we can keep him around, right? We want him taking his turns to be able to fill the turn meters. And obviously we want him living long enough that he can keep doing these continuous heals as well as these revive on death as well. And for masteries, I decided to go down the defense and the support trees is what I decided to do. And I wanted to give timely intervention as his T6 and give this one a shot. Increasing the champ's turn meter whenever an ally hero drops below 25% HP. Because again, I like these abilities here. of healing and the revive on death on top of the continuous heal, okay? So I would love to know what you guys think of this guy's kit. I would love to know what you guys think about him overall. I think he's a really solid rare. And like I said, I am impressed that they did add this champ to the game and they gave him into Skinwalkers, because Skinwalkers does need some help. We know that. Granted, I don't think that this is enough. Like, we could probably use some more help in the Skinwalker faction, but adding this guy in, I think, is a really, really good step in the right direction of trying to help out that faction. So speaking of faction, we're going to do is I am going to go take him into Faction Wars. So we're going to go check that out. All right, so we are in Faction Wars stage 20. And what I decided to do again is he is an ally speed in all battles by 10%. So I'm going to toss him in lead. And then we have Coronar, Fane, Teomisia, and Steel Skull. Now, we do know that Lamibur does have the revive on death. So what that means is I was kind of toying around between Steel Skull or Haforis, because you guys know Haforis the Hippo is kind of the only real, like, true reviver in this faction. Only true reviver in this faction is this guy. So what I want to kind of test out is if we have him with revive on death on an ally, we may not necessarily have to worry too much about Haforis. So saying if there's a newer player that doesn't have the reviver, you know, how that could still pan out. So let's hop on in and see how they do. Yeah, I think he's gonna literally, yeah, he's gonna be a goat for this faction for sure. And so you guys can see the way that he looks aesthetically. You know, he's got these big horns. He's holding on to a scythe. So, of course, I mean, he fits the faction really, really well. He fits the faction well. There we go. Nice. And does pair really nicely. He does pair nicely with Steel Skull as well, too, for the support with his continuous heals. There's the continuous heals. All right. So what I'd wanted to see was the revive on death he places. I'd wanted to see what the condition was on that, or if it's random. Okay, actually, so let me see. So we gave it to Teomisia. Okay. I actually think Teomisia had the less health there. And that's what I had wanted to see. That's what I was watching. So that worked out. It was a toss-up between Teomisia or Fane. Lots of continuous heals. Now, what this also makes me think of is Opardin Clanfather. When Opardin Clanfather came out, a lot of people expected him to be a Skinwalker because he basically looks like a Skinwalker, right? But they put him in Barbarians. The downside about him being in Barbarians is I feel like Lamibur with the continuous heals, that would pair so well with Opardin's passive. Because you have to remember, the Opardin Clanfather's passive is whenever a continuous heal buff heals an ally, it also boosts their turn meter. So champs like Lamibur, Wyther, for example, also I want to say, who's the other one there? Urgrim with the continuous heals pairs so well with Opardin that would have been, it would have been amazing, honestly. Cinder, thank you so much for the follow. It would have been amazing if both of these champs were in the same faction together, and unfortunately they're not, because then that way we would have been able to see that synergy. You know? Hey, Jeff, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. If you guys are just tuning in, we're on test server testing out the new rare champ. And I gotta say, I feel like he's pretty solid. I think he's gonna help out his newer accounts for... So first, all right, so he actually put the revive on death on himself there. Which is interesting. Did you guys see that? So right there, he tossed the revive on death on himself, where it probably could have gone on Feign. So that is interesting. I don't particularly like that very much. That's intriguing. I wonder why. And that could be it too, is if everybody's full, he's probably gonna toss it on himself. Bring a GoDaddy home into the Skinwalkers for justice. Okay. Yeah, sounds about right. Very similar to a Paragon, most likely. Because he did it again. He gave it to himself, which is fine. So at least we know that, is it looks like he will most likely target the one with the lowest HP. Or if everybody's full, and if you have him in lead because he is a speed lead, he's just going to target himself. But there we go. So there he is in Skinwalkers. Now between Lamibur and Steel Skull, basically you saw that my team wasn't in trouble at all. Just between all the continuous heals, the healing, the revive on death, and basically they were pretty much full the whole time because we did see that he kept tossing the revive on death on himself. But very good. I do like that. And like I said, I feel like Skinwalkers is definitely one of the trickier factions. So I think being able to get him earlier on, especially if you're struggling in this faction, I feel like it's going to help out quite a bit. Now, I know I was telling you guys too, is initially I had Hafories, the reviving hippo in here, but I took out the reviver just to toss this guy in because with the revive on death. And I still feel like this panned out really well with the continuous heal because overall we really weren't in trouble. All right, so the other area I'm going to show you guys is campaign farming because my Twitch chat is obsessed with it. So let's go see how Mr. Lamibur does as a campaign farmer. All right, guys, here we are in campaign. We're on 12-3 brutal, and as usual, everyone loves to see how new champs do as campaign farmers. So here we go. Now again, I mean, he's got so much health. He is not dying anytime soon in here. He's just not. He's just not. But I also don't see him being fast anytime soon. There you go. So it took him about 20 seconds to clear the first wave. Yeah, he's not built for damage, you guys. So he's not going to be clearing fast. It's been a while since we've had a rare farmer. Anomalous, go morning. 17 months, thanks, man. You came in just in time to watch the latest goat that was added to raid. How about that? What do you guys think? Love it. I mean, like I said, he's not in trouble anytime soon, but he's also not going to be farming quickly at all. He's not meant to. He's not meant to do that. How's the new guy? I like him. And guys, I mean, this is I'm gonna have this up on YouTube as well too. There we go. See, he's not a fast farmer at all. There we go. 1:27. So, yeah, again, guys, I mean, he's support. He's not going to be a farming champ anytime soon. But hey, like I said, my chat is obsessed with campaign farmers. So leave me some comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think. Are you excited about this champ? Like I said, overall verdict is I feel like he's probably one of the best rares they've added to the game in quite a while. I think he's got a really good kit with the increasing turn meter. He does about AoE continuous heal. He heals and does a revive on death, and he's a speed lead in all. So I think he is pretty solid for sure. And I feel like he's going to help out quite a few accounts. So with that being said, if for some reason you are unable to do the fusion for Helicath, I would make sure you grab him and probably scoop up the epic as well too. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out some more videos up here in the playlist on the top right.